Dear Doro, today I'd like to interview about certification during COVID-19 doing online examinations. The corona pandemic has disrupted the business processes of many educational institutions around the globe. Also, your organization has stopped its in-person activities, including training and certification exams. Before you tell us more about the impact of COVID-19 and your business processes and how you continue certification by doing online exams, I'd like to ask you to tell us about yourself and your professional background.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for the invitation to this interview. Well, I'm head of the Fraunhofer Personal Certification Authority since 2011, and we test and certify persons according to the ISO standard 17024. This standard defines how personal certification bodies must operate to ensure the independence and impartiality of certification services. Concerning my personal background, I studied psychology and then worked for a long time as a consultant in the field of software and ergonomics or usability engineering. And in 2009, I developed a further education in this field, in the field of usability engineering, together with my colleagues. And for this further education, we have awarded Fraunhofer certifications or certificates from the beginning. So to make the quality of the training visible to the outside world, we had the training certified by a well-known certification agency in Germany. And here I was responsible for the development of the quality management system for the training and certification. In this context, we quickly established a Fraunhofer-owned personal certification authority, which operates in accordance with the ISO standard 17024. And this certification authority, I have had it ever since. In order to formally prove that our certification processes are in accordance with this ISO standard, we've been accredited by the German accreditation body called DAX since 2016, which might be important to know too. This for my personal background.
Thank you very much, Doro. So, and what are the main challenges that the introduction of online examinations present to certification in your organization?
Throughout the past few years, we have dealt with the question of whether we can and want to offer online proctored exams. And this for a variety of reasons. In particular, we wanted to make exams more efficient, especially those who are not held at our main location near Bonn or St. Augustine, but at other places. And accordingly, we have dealt with this topic at regular intervals in recent years. However, until the corona crisis, we repeatedly decided against online solutions, as on the one hand, from our point of view, the risk of deception by the participants was too high, and on the other hand, questions of security and privacy were not sufficiently solved with regard to the GDPR. And now, with the corona crisis, we were obliged to look again at the different possibilities of online proctored exams and found out that technologies have developed considerably in the recent years, so that we decided at first, at least during the corona crisis, to give participants the opportunity to take such exams. Well, here we have met the following challenges. First of all, it was difficult, or we had to find a suitable technology that, on the one hand, ensures that no attempts of deception are made, and on the other hand, observes the requirements of privacy and security. We also had to change the examination procedure and adapt it to the specifics of online proctored exams. So this was another challenge for us. And furthermore, it was particularly important to ensure that all processes continue to comply with the GDPR and data security requirements. Additionally, some examination procedures also had to be changed or adapted, and the same applied in some cases to the type of questions that had to be adapted to the new medium of online exams. Yeah, these are the main challenges we had to solve.
Thank you very much. That sounds very interesting. So, and what are the main technical and also organizational and legal requirements that you have to fulfill for online examination tools? You mentioned already somebody, maybe you can explain it a little bit.
Yeah, as I have already mentioned, the main requirements for the tool were ensuring that attempts of deception by the participants are ruled out, conformity with the GDPR, as well as applicable standards for data security, which means, for example, that the data has to be stored on German or at least European servers. But additionally, we had requirements like usable and simple handling of the technology, matching of the necessary process steps to our existing processes, ensuring that test data remained under the jurisdiction of Fraunhofer Personal Certification Authority. And of course, the costs for all this should be as low as possible for acquisition and operation of the system.
Sure. And how did you implement the first online examination? Here in particular, we are very interested in the experiences you've had.
Yeah, first of all, I can say that we were generally very satisfied with the implementation of the first online proctored exams. In preparation for the first exam, we worked very closely with the technology provider to conduct 2 trial runs with test users. And the experience we gained here was, or not only helped our employees to get used to the changed processes, but also to find out where the challenges for the participants might be and how we can prepare them accordingly for them new situation of online examinations. And accordingly, we prepared various materials for the participants before the first exam and offered a kind of preparatory exam before the actual exam. This helped us to organize the examination in a way that the participants were quite satisfied with the new examination form, and the feedback of the participants on the first exam was very positive. Nevertheless, we have found some points that still need to be improved. On the one hand, there's a need to improve our new processes, and on the other hand, the possibilities of the software could be extended. But to sum it up, we are very satisfied with the first run.
Okay, so and which opportunities does the COVID-19 emergency present to the transformation of your core business processes? And will the online exams still be available after COVID-19 in your organization?
Yeah. Well, for us, online proctored exams are the only way to offer our examination services in times of corona-related travel restrictions. And accordingly, we are very pleased that we have found a technology solution that meets our high standards. Even though we still see potential for optimization in terms of technology, we think that the advantages of online proctored exams are really convincing. And therefore, we will probably offer the possibility of conducting online proctored exams even beyond COVID restriction, at least in parallel to conventional examinations.
So you are well experienced, but do you need support from initiatives such as Dell for All? And maybe which role can play Dell for All in this regard?
Well, I would be very happy about an exchange on the topic of online proctored exams. Mm-hmm. And I'm particularly interested in the experiences of universities and other certification bodies and how they deal with the challenges I mentioned with regard to deception attempts and compliance with security and privacy. And I think that such an exchange is very important to advance this technology as a whole. This will help all of us to being able to offer online proctored exams at a very high level of quality.
So, Doro, thank you very much for this interesting interview, and see you later on in our webinar and workshops. You are invited.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.